Hello, I'm filmmaker Archie Wright.
Hello, and I'm ball painter Tim Baker.
And this is the Shrove Tide Podcast.
They all play hard, they all play well, but there's always stories to be told. That is why I have the great honor to say, Archie Wright and Tim Baker, are you ready for the stories? Who will the guest be today? When the ball is rocked in red, white and blue, and the Englishman tries his best, the players get stories, which is why we are here. Archie Wright and Tim Baker. Who is the guest today?
So you've been a big Shrove Tider for a while, and I was wondering, when you were younger, did you grow up with Shrove Tide balls all over your house?
Not balls as such. We had one, my dad's ball. I know I put it in the book on, but it just used to sit there in the corner of the house. And obviously, as you grew up, you inquired about what it was. And as you grew older and older, you knew about the game, and you invited your friends around, and that pole ball probably got more play over the years from us, group of friends, and my brother and his groups of friends, than it probably did on the day it was gold. So,
So Simon, did your dad ever have that ball repainted after he'd gold it?
no, I repainted it after
So
he
it was,
died.
when you grew up, it was just brown.
Yeah,
then?
just a brown
Which
leather
is
ball.
incidentally for the
Which
viewers
is this
at home,
one, yeah.
this ball here, yeah.
So,
Great. Of course, Simon, your dad threw up a ball as well, and he luckily, if you call it luck, got that back. Do you have any remembers about that day?
only as I can remember, obviously Gordon Creswell scored. We sort of all walked back into town. We weren't up at Sturston when it was gold, and somebody sort of told me my dad was throwing it up, and I was like, no. And we sort of ran as fast as we could to the Green Man, and his story was that he was sat in the Green Man having a pint, and somebody said, well, who's going to throw the second ball up? And he just stuck his hand up and said, I'll do it. And fortunately enough, they agreed.
In fact,
and,
that's what they did years ago. They just went looking for people who played the game and just gave it to them to throw up.
Yeah, and fortunately he got it back. I think it ended up at Clifton, didn't it, being pushed around the post for about an hour at the end of the play, and it was never gold.
Did your dad ever say whether he'd like that gold or not?
Never really spoke about it, to be honest with you. I mean, he didn't really. I mean, he used to sit there and tell us stories as we got older. He didn't really speak. I think he was one of those, he just turned up and played the 2 days, as people did in those days. If you were the 363 days of the year, Shrove Tide probably wasn't even mentioned. Right. So, yeah, I mean, he had his usual stories, as the older generation do. So,
Let's talk about some Shrove Tide legends. Did you ever play with any of the legends? You know, like Don Lowndes, Jimmy Grant, any of those lot?
I was a bit young. I grew up obviously knowing Don, Guy Harrison. They were all good friends of my dad's. The Mansfields I can vaguely remember. Obviously Don was a big friend of my dad's. Didn't actually play. Sess Challoner was another one. I can remember the story. It was in the bus station one day, and the crowd sort of dispersed off towards the station hotel as it was in, and I turned around and my dad and Sess were sort of leaning against this not telegraph pole, in the lamp post, laughing, and they got the ball behind the knees, and they were sort of telling me and my 2 or 3 friends to go away. Politely, yes, as they would have done in those days, and eventually I think the crowd sort of sussed it, and before they could pick it up and run off with it, they got swarmed again. So
brilliant. How old were you when you started to play Shrove Tide?
Everybody says it, doesn't it? I mean, you watched Harry and Dougie the other night, and like they say, at 14, 13, 14, 15, you stick your hand in the hug. I can blatantly remember doing it at the top of Tyler and Coach Yard. There were 2 or 3 big gentlemen squashed up against the wall, and I just sort of walked in and put my hand through and scratched it, and you ran off to all your mates going, look, I've got paint under my fingernails. And
brilliant
I presume sort of 16, 17, when you're that little bit bigger, a little bit stronger. Obviously in those days you were just cannon fodder.
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
you have any stories of when you played?
As in,
Any sort of stories, funny stories? Anything?
I was thinking about that early on. Obviously, like I say, again, I watched Harry and Dougie laughing and joking, and bless him. I mean, the two stories that do stand out, me and Nobby. The first one, I can't remember whose ball. I think it was Ernie Ferns. I'd run down from sort of Avantis as it is now. Was it Corner House, wasn't it? Picked it up there, and I ran all the way sort of to the wreck gates with it, blowing out my backside. And Steve Robotham was following us down the road in a truck, and my brother was in the passenger seat, and Nobby was catching me up. And every time Nobby got anywhere near me, they just kept slamming the brakes on and opening the door, and Nobby kept running into them. I mean, there was absolute hell up when the ball was goal. We got back to Shawcroft, and the Downing, shall we say, were not very happy. And the other one, I presume it would have been the year the Japanese were here when there was a lot of snow on the ground. 91 was it? The ball was being kicked about on Fishpond Meadow, and it got kicked onto the pond, and it sort of rolled across the ice into the middle of the pond, and nobody sort of dared go and fetch it. And me and Nobby sort of looked at each other, and he obviously had the thought a millisecond before me, and he set off, and I set off after him. And we were going across the pond, and the ice was sort of creaking and cracking as we were going across.
Wow. And
we both got to he kicked it across, it hit the bank on the other side, and he got there first. He picked it up and threw it over the trees that go around the pond with the wire railings. And as we both went to jump it, he hit it, which spun him sort of 360 degrees. He landed flat on his back, and I ended up landing on top of him, and we couldn't move for laughing at each other. I don't know who picked the ball up, but somebody picked it up and was gone with it. So, but bless him, Nobby. Fantastic player, good friend, and very, very sorely missed.
Very sad. So, if you had to pick from your playing days, one iconic uppard and one iconic downer that you've played with and against, who would you pick?
Uppard, probably, it wasn't my game, but I think the one who stands out more than anybody really would be Mick Wright. Fantastic player, fantastic runner. You know, didn't really get involved in the hugging as such, but you knew if you got the ball to Mick, it would get to Sturston no matter what. You know, however many fields and miles he had to run, Mick would get it there for you. Downard, been too many of them. Too many hard men. Top of my head, can I say two?
Yeah.
Again, Paddy Nightmare. You know, another one very similar to Mick. If he got the ball, that was the last you were seeing of it. And I think purely because I grew up playing in the river, I'd have to say Harry. He was hard man. Yeah.
You've goaled a ball yourself.
I have.
And I was wondering, can you just take us through that feeling of when you tapped the ball 3 times?
I've said it before. At the time, I don't think it sinks in. Yes, when your name gets called out, there's a bit of sort of elation and the adrenaline kicks in again. But while you're actually doing it, you're sort of numb. If you get me drift, it's everything seems slow motion. You're sort of there under the post, and everybody's sort of pushing you towards the post. I mean, I'd had that ball, my ball. I'd had it up my jumper for about 2.5 hours from when it got pushed from Green Road. I'd stuck it up my. I think it was myself and Terry Brown and Martin Ellaby. Just wrapped round it for, I'd say about 2.5 hours. We went down through John Gadsby's cabbage patch as it was in those days, and followed the footpath up and over the top and down towards Sturston, and obviously got to the goal, and I got drawn out. It doesn't seem to sink in till sort of halfway down the lane. Everybody's congratulating you, hugging you.
So obviously you goaled that ball, and we were just going back a bit further. Do you have any memories of, or can you tell us anything about the ball that your granddad goaled?
Don't talk about that one because it was at Clifton.
It was
joking.
It was a down. Was that ever talked about?
I never saw it. I mean, my dad's sister, my auntie, she took when my granddad died. She lived down in London. She took the ball, and I I mean, you've seen the letters I sent to her. I begged her and pleaded her for years to get the ball back. And finally, when she died, I can't even remember she died, late 90s, I presume. We went down for the funeral, and as we walked into my auntie's house, because she always said Grandad would have wanted Martin, my cousin, because he was a lot older than us, to have the ball, and we walked through the door and he just threw it to me and says, you might as well take that back home to Ashbourne. So I did. And I say we'd never seen it. And it's still unpainted. It's still just a plain brown ball. I probably never will get round to paint it. I don't think I could, to be honest with you.
To be honest with you, Simon, sometimes they're better not painted, aren't they? Sometimes.
Well, we'll get to that later.
Of course.
So talking about ball painting, then, so how long have you been painting the ball?
2007. I nearly said 97. Remember, that was when I started.
That's when you called it,
2007, yeah. Yes.
Is there anything that you love painting on a ball?
Not really. There's things I don't like painting on balls.
Oh, come on, Simon.
I don't like painting crowns. You know that, Tim. I hate painting crowns. Apart from that, I'll have a go at anything. I'm not saying it looks like it should do when it's on the ball. But
so going back to artwork and stuff, even before you painted balls, because I knew you was a really talented artist, because I've known you for a long time. What did you do with it? Did you do it at school? Did you go to college or anything like that?
I did go to college. My grandfather on my mum's side, well, a lot of the family on my mum's side are fantastic artists. My cousin's really good. She went to college. I went on a one-day release sort of thing for graphic and fine arts. I don't know what they call it. The diploma, is it?
Right, yeah.
My mum was a fantastic. I mean, she used to teach art in primary schools.
So it's in your blood, isn't
it? Yeah, more or less. Sort of born with it.
What about
saying that, my brother couldn't draw a straight line or a circle. If you asked him to draw a circle, my daughter is 10 times better than I am. I will blow her trumpet for her. She is a fantastic artist.
If one day you were, just God forbid, not unable to, do the ball, would you get your daughter to do it?
I couldn't at the moment because she's in Australia, but
balls by air.
Well, that's the plan. I mean, me and Tim have spoken about it. What will happen in the future? But I mean, it's not down to us, is it? It's down to the committee. And
you have to kind of remember that Simon and I are in our 50s, and we can't go on forever, 60s. Can we? Well, we can't, though, can we? We can't go on forever. And unfortunately, with ball paints, like anything else, I'm sure Sam will agree with you, eyesight starts to go a bit odd. You know what I mean? And your hands start to tremble. You can't get your lines as fine as you used to be able to. And so, it is a wonder what will happen one day. But then again, as a ball painter myself, I can say there's always somebody come forward to do it. So it's never died. The tradition's never died.
There's probably a list as long as your arm of people who have said, yes, I'd like to do one. God forbid, like you say, I mean, you've only got to break your arm or something like that and not be able to do one. And
we've been quite lucky, Archie, haven't we, Simon?
We have really.
Really, to be honest, there's only been 6 ball painters since the whole history of ball painting began. Simon is number 6. So we've been really lucky that we're on that list of people, if for want of a better word, aren't we?
Yeah.
Because there isn't many people. Because it's a job you get till you either die or give it up, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's given to you until you
decide.
It's a
strange one, isn't it?
Yeah. I've got a question for both of you.
Okay.
So as ball painters, how does it feel having that privilege?
It is a privilege. I mean, what more can you say? I mean, what do you think, Simon?
It is. It's a privilege. Very proud of what we do.
Yeah, absolutely.
It always makes me laugh when, obviously, because we take the ball around the primary schools, and you'll be walking through town a couple of weeks later, and as you walk past a family group, the little kids will be pointing at you, and the mum and dad like, who's that? And it's like, oh, that's Mr. Shrovetide who paints the balls, and you're like,
I think I've told you.
Parents are looking at you gone out as if to say, why is my child stopping and speaking to some random stranger in the street?
I've said this to you before, Archie, actually, with me. I'll be out and around town with my parents, with mum, and somebody will speak to me, and mum will say, who was that? And I said, I've no idea. Because you don't know who they are, you see, because they just know you through what you do, I suppose, don't they?
Yeah.
Because you put yourself into the public eye.
I had it the other week, actually. I can't remember where I was. And this little kid walked past and he kept looking back over his shoulder. and he'd go to his mum, that's the Shrovetide type ball painter.
Well, working in this museum, I've got a picture of me on the wall somewhere, a much younger version of myself doing it. And people sometimes look at it and look at me, and then they're trying to piece, is that me? Is that me? And I say, yes, it's me, the one over there. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, that's me. It is me.
It does actually look nothing like.
It doesn't
looks
look
more
like
like
me.
Tom Ferry.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll kill you off camera for that. Sorry, Tom. But yeah, it is a privilege. Yeah. Have you got anything else you want to ask us both about ball painting, Arch?
Not that I can think of.
So I'll throw one in about ball painting then. So you've been doing it quite a while now, obviously. Is there anything, what do you feel every year? I mean, do you still feel the same excitement? And is the word excitement the right word? Do you still feel the same feelings when you waiting to find out who's thrown it, or has that lessened off over the years you've done it now?
No, it's the anticipation, isn't it? It's, I won't say, could we know a little bit earlier?
Would help, guys.
Yeah,
it would help.
Yeah. You know, I mean, you know what it's like. I'm on the bloody phone to you at 6 o'clock in the morning on the day it's announced. Have you seen it? Have you seen who it is? Have you been in touch yet? But, you know.
See, what people don't realise, Archie, Simon and I don't work together in the Shrovetide ball painting. Simon will go off and do his, I go off and do mine. And then we sort of show each other at the same time, don't we? When we, yes, Simon, we show each other our ball. But we show each other when we meet for the photo, don't we?
No, see, I mean, so it's not like we're not sort of talking to each other, but, what are you putting on yours this year? Shall we paint in the same colour so they look like a pair?
Yeah. Occasionally we've sort of into the back.
There have been years where they might.
I think you once asked me for a chrysanthemum or something.
Stuart Lees's ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simon asked me, "Have I got a picture of a chrysanthemum? What the hell would I have a picture?" So I found him.
Exactly.
Yeah. It was stuff like that.
There was very blue air over our house for about 6 weeks painting that chrysanthemum, and I must have painted it about 20 times and wiped it off. And
there's always something. So I'm going to ask a ball painting question to you then. So. And I know the answer to this. It's a stupid question because I know what you're going to say because you tell me this every year. Does it bother you in any way, even a tiny bit, that the paint comes off?
No.
Not at all?
Not in the slightest. I mean, the paint there, the decoration on the ball is there for
even
the
though you've done all
turner-up.
those hours?
It doesn't matter. It's all for the game, isn't it? Like I say, the decoration is there purely for the turner-up. And for people to go and have a look at it in whichever shop window it's in or wherever it's hanging. As soon as that ball's left his hand, it's realistically, it's somebody else's ball. Or it could be at the end of the day.
Okay.
So
it's better being devoid of all
if the paint comes off within 10 minutes, it comes off. If it stays on, it stays on.
But the fashion nowadays seems to be to leave it as it was. You got it when you gold it.
Yeah.
So do you think with the paint coming off, though, in years to come, all these balls won't have any kind of meaning? What do you think, Archie? What are your thoughts on that?
I think if I was to go on a Shrovetide ball, I mean, I already have, because I'm thinking about playing soon, I already have ideas of if I did go one.
So you'd have yours painted?
So I would, yeah. I mean, I don't know who I'd get to paint it, but
who will be doing it?
Depends which end you score.
Yeah.
Might be Simon's daughter, you never know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, personally, and it's probably on a note that I'm being a bit,
you're going to be controversial.
Not controversial as such. I just think, I mean, my feeling on it is, if you scored that ball, you should have it decorated that it is your ball. I know people have gone to this thing where they don't have it decorated these days. Okay. Will Nash, not being tight.
And no relation, of course.
It will. It's my nephew.
Yeah, I mean, people.
You know, it's horses for courses, and if you don't want it repainted, you don't want it repainted. If you want it to stay how it did when you scored it, I mean, so I'm going to ask Archie. On that one, I'm going to ask Archie
another question because it's like us interviewing you now, but as we're ball painters, it's a bit different. Simon feels he doesn't care if the paint comes off in 5 minutes. Okay, I'm on the other end of the scale. As a spectator, I like to see the paint last a lot longer because Simon's in the thick of it most years, he doesn't really pay attention to all the old grannies that come up to you saying, "Oh, your paint's come off really quick this year." You know, so I'm going to say I like to see the paint stop on a bit longer for that point of view. What is it as a spectator would be player? Then what would you like? What do you like to see the paint stop on longer?
See, as a spectator at the moment, I always notice the artwork, and I think they're both brilliant, because I just always think I'd never be able to do something like that. So I do wish, and as I know both of you, I do wish that it stays on longer, because it's you've spent all those hours in painting it, and it's like, if you have it, if it stays on, it can give you a bit of hope for the next game that you.
I mean, we have tried, haven't we, Simon?
We've tried everything to keep the paint on the ball.
It's difficult.
Yeah.
Even down to, I use the same paint now as I've always used from day one, 36 years later, and it just doesn't last as it used to do. No, it's just not as durable.
I find some of the paint you buy now is a lot thinner than it used to be.
And don't mention, guys at home, about all the colours we have that don't dry. I think, did you have red?
Red that doesn't dry.
Simon, I saw Simon in a flat one day. My red's not drying. My red's not drying. And we get red, and I had green last year. My ball had a lot of green on it. And
you did a green ball.
I had a vivid, light green for grass, and it so didn't dry. I was having to shove it in front of the radiator for ages, praying it would be dry. Because what people don't realise, Simon, we have a lot of hours to do, don't we? Yeah. And we both work, and we have to finish work, have a tea, have some probably family time for Simon, who's got a family, and then you're cracking on. So what hours? What hours of the day do you find you're painting them? What sort of hours?
Depending on where I'm working, you get home, like you say, probably sit down, have a cup of tea, something to eat, quick bath, and then, I don't know, 6:30-ish.
What time
you trudge off upstairs, and depending on what time you've got to get up, I can't do much more than 2 hours a night, eyesight-wise.
No, I can't, yeah.
Tiredness, and you can't go to bed after you've been painting. You do need to go back downstairs and just sit and relax for half an hour. So, you're probably doing 2.5 hours a night. Weekends slightly different depending on what you're doing at the weekend. Some days you can have a full weekend at it, and other days.
Well, you work as well, so you've got to fit around work.
Exactly, yeah. Working, well, not just work, it's everything, it's life.
Yeah. I have to fit mine around everything, whether I work or what I'm doing and stuff like that. So we've covered all your playing and your family and your ball painting.
I did have a question about the ball painting.
Oh, go on, then.
Before you started actually painting the actual ball for the game, did you ever paint a ball before that?
Yeah, painted this one. Painted one for Paul Kello, couple for Tim.
Yeah.
That's about it, I think, really, until the actual game balls. Obviously painted mine, repainted mine when it was gold.
You brought it down, didn't you, to show me the day after you'd gold it? To me and my dad, because we used to work with Simon years ago at Wimble Extrusions, and obviously he came down with it, I think the day after he'd gold it on the Thursday, because we were on holiday, weren't we? And he brought it down, and I got to see it after it had. And there's only in all the years, I've been painting the balls, there's only 2 players that have ever done that: Simon and Barry Swan. Nobody else. It's just come to my house and here's what you did, this is what's left of it, kind of thing. And I think there was a bit of my paintwork left on yours.
It was, you could see the band around the middle. It was nearly white. You could just see the blue band on both sides. But there wasn't a lot of paint left on it.
No.
The actual decorative paint.
No, all that had gone.
Yeah.
I think that's all.
All we've got. Really thanks for letting us grill you, Simon, on your playing.
Cheers, thank you.
Cheers, buddy.
Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the
next episode.
Next episode.
Brilliant.
There's a town still plays this glorious game, though 'tis but a little spot, and year by year the contest fought from the field that's called Shawcroft. Then friend meets friend in friendly strife, the leather